Right now, the big news is out of Portland, Oregon, the first city to legalize marriage between a bookstore and a bike shop. Portland has now seen more than 50 straight days of Black Lives Matter protests. But over the last few days, something new has been happening, with more and more protesters facing off against heavily armed law enforcement in some very dramatic ways.
Moms gathered singing "Please Don't Shoot Me" last night, but local media says federal agents again used tear gas, flashbangs, and pepper balls to disperse the crowd.
Some people are calling a 53-year-old Navy veteran the Superman of Portland because of how he did not react after being hit by federal officers with batons and then tear gas.
I'm sure you've seen this woman who's been dubbed Naked Athena. She showed up at protests very calm, very confident, wearing nothing but a face mask and a beanie. And just so you know, she's wearing courage, and the police did disperse when she just sat there and showed her body.
Protesting naked? Now that's bravery. Although, are we sure being naked is part of her protest? I mean, she could just be one of those people who spend so much time in lockdown that they forgot that they have to wear clothes when they leave the house. Again, I'm sorry to everyone in that bodega, all right? I was just popping in to buy some nuts. I didn't mean for everybody to see mine. And how dope are those moms? You know your protest is picking up steam when your mom shows up. My Jeremy wants to fight the system, because this guy is a real ACAB, right, Jeremy?
Mom, I told you I can defeat fascism by myself. God!
What's behind this new wave of protests in Portland? Well, they're reacting to a recent move by the Trump administration that has put the whole city on edge. You see, for months, local officials there had been allowing peaceful demonstrations without too much interference. But President Trump was not happy about that. So he decided to send in the feds, which led to scenes like this.
A crisis unfolding in Portland, Oregon, after videos surfaced online that showed masked and camouflaged federal agents detaining peaceful protesters.
Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum says federal officers are the ones escalating the violence. She's now suing several federal agencies for actions like this.
What is going on? We need to know. Who are you? 3 or 4 or 5 of them jumping out of the unmarked vans at night, grabbing people off the streets, putting them into their vans.
Man, that sounds less like democracy and more like an episode of Narcos. Unidentified soldiers throwing protesters into an unmarked van on the streets of Portland? Like, I don't care who you are. Nothing good has ever come from an unmarked van. It's never like, get in the van, get in the unmarked van, we're going to Disney World. And how are people even supposed to tell the difference between being arrested and being kidnapped? Because I don't know if you've noticed this, but in America, random dudes walk around in camo gear holding guns all the time. I mean, can you tell which of these is a federal officer and which one is doing army man cosplay? Because I can't. So if you ask me, there's only one solution here. And that solution is that everyone should dress up in camo. That's the only way everyone's going to be safe. That way, when they come to arrest you and throw you in their van, you can be like, no, I'm arresting you and throwing you in my van. And then things will get so confusing that eventually you get thrown in your own van and you can just drive home. Now, if you're sitting at home wondering, why should I care about this, man? It's happening in Portland. I'm not even a hipster. Well, now Trump says that he's planning to send these secret police to cities all across America. So you might want to get naked and call your mom because shit's about to go down. Baseball news. That's right, baseball. America's pastime and the sport Michael Jordan cheated on basketball with. The coronavirus pandemic shut down the Major League season before it could even start. But now, teams are ready to get underway, COVID style.
As Major League Baseball gets ready to resume play, it turns out they're going to be using crowd noise from a video game. The sounds will come from the game MLB The Show. The league is hoping that the crowd noises, combined with stadium announcers and all the walk-up music, that'll make it sound like the stadiums are actually full.
Yes, while it's still too dangerous to fill a baseball stadium with a real crowd, the MLB is at least going to fill it with the sounds of people watching baseball. And I think we actually have a clip of what that sounds like. Now, even though fan sounds will be piped into the stadiums, the actual fans will still be watching baseball at home. So for fans who want to recreate the stadium experience at home, there's a lot of things that you can do, to make you feel like you're actually at a game. First of all, make sure to watch the TV from really far away so you have no idea what's happening. Then, grab a beer from your fridge and rip up a $20 bill. And finally, cover your bathroom in another man's urine. Now that's baseball. I do like this idea though. In fact, I think we should apply this to other areas of our new coronavirus lives, Like a lot of us miss eating out at restaurants. So why not just pipe in some restaurant sounds while you're eating dinner at home?
Hi there. I just wanted to see if you're enjoying the food.
Well, actually, you just gave me the food, so I haven't actually tasted any of it yet.
Yeah, no problem. I'll come back in 10 seconds and ask you again while you're chewing.
Could you just come back, after I've eaten a bunch of it?
Okay, that's perfect. I'll come back at the most inconvenient moments, but then when you need the check, I'll totally disappear forever.
Sounds good.
We're slowly learning that coronavirus has also affected two things in America that are even more popular than baseball: Disney World and stuffing your face.
Forget munching on those Mickey pretzels while strolling through Disney World in Orlando. Eating or drinking while walking has been banned to ensure that people are wearing masks while moving around the park. Now, in order to eat or drink, people have to be stationary and 6 feet away from other guests. The only other time that guests are allowed to have their masks off is at special relaxation stations that are set up around the parks.
Okay, so basically what happened here was Disney World said that for safety, you need to wear a mask unless you're eating. And so everyone at the park was like, no problem, I'm just always eating. So Disney decided it had to close that loophole. And to me, that's some bullshit. I mean, they're taking away one of the main draws of Disney World, which is walking around eating junk food all day. I mean, that is as crucial to the Disney experience as meeting Mickey, or going on rides, or wishing you never had kids. Not to mention, if you're walking while eating, then you're distracted by everything else going on, If you have to sit while you eat, that gives you all the time to reflect on what you're actually eating. And that's a reality no one should have to face. Also, how is Disney gonna tell us about our food hygiene when the Little Mermaid is literally over here brushing her hair with a fork? I mean, the woman collects trash. Is nobody gonna talk about this? She's collecting trash. But still, this rule is happening, and we all have to get used to it. I just hope that at least they still let me take my smoothie on the roller coasters.